Aloha mai kako o reiko e no. Today is Saturday, February 21st, 2026. Your motivational quote for this Saturday is I only compare myself to myself. Now, this is not necessarily always true because you always want to compare yourself to how you were last year, last week, last month, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, especially when you want to reflect upon yourself, whether it was good or bad, and how you've come a long way with overcoming certain things in life. But, you know, you shouldn't have to compare yourself to others unless it's a certain situation when, you try to prove to someone you like, hey, I'm not like your ex, or I'm not like your exes, or I'm not like this, I'm not like that. But when it comes to anything, just compare yourself to yourself, you know, when it comes to self-reflection stuff, because you want to make sure you're always the better version of yourself. Whether, like I said, it's overcoming mental health, addiction, overcoming a dark time in your life when you were going through a breakup, nasty divorce, or you were just going through rough times, and you never thought you would get out of this, but just remember, compare yourself to yourself. If you're going to compare yourself to somebody else, do it in silence, do it with humility, respect, and everything. Me, I like to compare myself to how I was all those years ago, last year, 5 years ago, but mainly when I was, going through my mental health journey and everything. I always want to compare myself to then, because back then Ray was always, never wanting help, never, reaching out to people, never trusting people. And now I've learned to, allow people in my life, in my circle, but only a very few. Not a whole lot, but a very few. Because some people have helped me, have been there for me. You know, though it's not every day on a consistent basis, I'm always happy and grateful and thankful for the people who've been there for me and consistently being there when they can and showing up. Whereas back then, I thought I had to be friends with everybody. I thought I had to have this person, that I have her, him, that friend over there, that friend from middle school, high school, elementary, whatever. It took me a long time to put all the bad stuff away and use it as a learning lesson in order to help people out when it comes to them and their journey and what they're going through, because I know what it's like to go through tough challenges, trials, tribulations, being at rock bottom basically. And let me tell you, it's not fun, it's not easy, but you always find a way to overcome things. You always find a way to be stronger. You can always find a way to be the better version of yourself. Hence why only compare yourself to yourself. Like I said, if you're going to compare yourself to somebody else, silence or respectfully or humbly. If that makes sense. But, sometimes it is good to boast about it because you are different. You are one of a kind. You are a different person. You are a different person compared to that friend or that person's ex, or, because, when you compare yourself to someone else, you have to be able to walk the walk and talk the talk. But in the end, like I said, you should just only compare yourself to yourself. Unless, like I said, you're in a situation, you're in that sad situation, then do it. Learn that comparing yourself to yourself is always a good reflection and always a good way to just sit back or lay down, relax, reflect on anything about you, and, just be one with your thoughts and everything that, you've accomplished. Because it's always good to congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back, on the shoulder, and, say, hey, I'm the best. I'm one of a kind. But have a safe, blessed evening, you guys. To my Hawaii people, be safe, be careful with all this rain going on and everything. Make sure you guys are safe. Ohana, loved ones are safe. Okay? Much aloha from Maui. This is Brother Ray from Maui signing out. Aloha no. Shiu.